Hey gardeners, I'm Vanessa Dawson, founder and CEO of Arbor. Today I'm going to be walking you through 5 easy ways that I prep my raised garden beds for an awesome fall harvest. For many gardeners, summer is the peak of the growing season, but I actually love a fall garden, and you can reap a ton more from your real estate by having this second planting. A fall garden also is a beautiful way to have productivity, but at a bit of a slower pace, which is really nice. Similar to planting for your summer garden, when you started a couple months prior to the heat, you're going to want to plant your fall garden a couple months prior to the cool hitting. So for me, in zone 8B, we're going to be planting in mid-August to late August. Step 1 is going to be cleaning up the garden. The great thing about raised beds is that you have contained space, obviously, to work with, and that makes it a ton easier for you to clean up after your first planting and your first harvest. So you're going to want to remove any weeds from your garden bed. You're going to want to remove any of the spent plants as they're pretty much done for the season, and they can also be harboring diseases or pests. And then you're going to want to throw all of this great organic matter, though, into your compost so it can be used then to amend your garden in a couple months. The one thing you do want to watch out for is if you have any diseases like powdery mildew, you definitely want to take those leaves and just get rid of them, because they can actually live dormant in the soil and in the compost and then reinfect plants if you do use that compost later. All right, guys, so step 2 is going to be to loosen up the compacted soil. If your soil's gotten compacted over the summer from stepping on it in the harvest or otherwise, then you're going to want to take a shovel or a trowel or a hand fork and just get it all loosened up again. I'm going to use a shovel here because I like to get about 10 inches of depth into my raised beds because they're fairly deep. The reason you don't want compacted soil is because the roots just don't grow as well in that. It really limits their ability to access water, and then it causes shallow root growth, and then it can stunt plant growth. And then alternatively, if you have this loosened soil, then water is going to be more easily absorbed into the soil, therefore into the roots. They can uptake more nutrients, they can grow deeper, and you're going to get a better harvest and better yield. Okay, so step 3 is going to be amending your soil. Soil amendment is any material that you add to your bed that's going to improve the physical properties or the nutrient properties of your soil. The goal of adding these amendments is to provide a better environment for your roots, of course, which then leads to better plant growth. Here I'm mixing homemade compost from my composting bin. I'm adding worm castings, which I really love. And then I'm also adding an organic and nutrient-dense fertilizer by Arbor that we will be launching in 2024. This also has a kind of secret power ingredient that we will tell you more about once we launch this product into the market. Once you turn everything over, incorporate all these materials evenly into the top layer of your garden bed. I like to mix these in a wheelbarrow before I do that, but you could just add this straight to your garden bed and kind of mix and turn it over in there directly. Step 4 is going to be to select your seeds or your starters, depending, of course, as always, on your growing zone. I am in zone 8B, and I'm planting mid to late August. So I'm going to use starters for my fall garden. I do love planting starters because you don't have to worry too much about what depth the seeds need to go at. And they also just fruit and bloom a lot faster, which is always fun. For my fall garden, I've selected arugula, beets, cabbage, and cucumber, which my boys love. All these veggies grow great together, companion style, and some of them, like beets and the arugula, have similar spacing requirements, so that just really makes it easy to lay out. You can look out for our upcoming videos on spacing and on companion planting too to learn a bit more about that. All right, guys, thanks so much for following along to learn about how to plant your raised bed for a fall harvest. If you liked this content, please like, ask questions, and subscribe below. And we'll see you again. Happy gardening.